Good morning, all of you. So today we are going to explore simple Python program using a container, right? So in the previous demonstration, we have looked how to create a Python containers. So we will be making the use of that. So here I am at my container. So for example, before I do that, I am just creating one directory. Let's call it as Python. And I will be navigating to this directory. If I do ls, you can see that there are no files as of now. So I will be creating a file. Let's call it as hello.py. And here I will just write sorry about that, print, and let's call it as hello from cybersec nerd. So this is a simple program and I will just save the changes. So if I do cat hello, you can see this is the content of our file, right? So we have done that. Now, so for example, whatever the program I have created, if I really want to execute that particular program using a Python container, how will I do that? So that is the main purpose and motto of this particular session. So I will do docker run Python. So when I do that, you know that the container will be getting terminated immediately, right? So for example, if I do docker minus a, so just a second. So you can see that this particular container has been terminated just 7 seconds ago, right? So if you see the command, this command is nothing but python 3. If this particular process is not running, container will be getting terminated. So for our program, I wanted to make sure that this interpreter, python interpreter, will execute our file, which is nothing but hello.py. So how will we do that? So we are trying to do that, right? So docker, let's say run. I will be making the use of the interactive mode, and apart from that, what happens is, so for example, if I will again this, and in order to execute any kind of the file, we will be looking at this particular syntax. Now python 3, apart from that, I need to give the file which has to be executed. So to your mind, whether this particular command works or not, let us see that. So you can see that we have gotten an error that it cannot really open that particular file. So this particular file is existing on my local host, right? You can see that this particular file is existing on the local host. It is not there in the container, right? So what are the changes we need to make? So docker run, I will again be using interactive mode. We will so for example, now we will we will do the mapping, right? We will try to map the volume of the local host to the container like we did previously. So for example, uh, just give me a sec. So pwd, let's map the present working directory to one of the folders in a container, and we call that particular folder as an app, or probably python. Okay, so this is what we are trying to do. Now I need to mention which particular docker image we are going to use. So if we will do that, do you think it is going to run? So I also need to mention python 3 and followed by the name of the file which has to be executed. So if I run this particular command, to your mind, does it to you does it look like that it will be getting executed or not? So let me press it enter. So you can again see that we are getting the error once again, right? So if I again use this particular command, we will try to make a little bit of the modifications. So here this particular file is existing in certain path, and so this particular file is copied under the directory python, right? So if I try to run this particular command now, it might probably give me our result, right? You can see hello from cybersec nerd. So now our file is getting executed by the python 3 interpreter using the container. So that is what we intend to accomplish in this particular session. We can do this particular thing again by using a slightly different syntax. So let's call it as run, again interactive mode. Again we need to do the mapping once again, present working directory, and again I will be mapping to python, and again the docker image name. So what we can do this time is, so let's give one more let's make a use of one more flag this time. So minus w, and I am just specifying the path this time, and this is the image of the docker image is python, And if I again say what is the command I want to execute, so let's say python 3, and I would say hello.py. So this is the name of our file, right? So what is we are basically trying to specifying the explicit path in which our file is residing, right? Our file is existing. So by minus w flag, we are basically giving the path under which the file is existing, right? So if I do that, you can see that we have gotten the result once again. So this is what we intend to cover in this demo. Thank you.